The Surfing Violinist presents the Holly Bolly One Take. Today, Bajirao Mastani. While Bajirao Mastani is beautiful, ambitious, and at times touching, it is fundamentally a soap opera in epic period drama garb. Bajirao Mastani is a melodramatic epic period drama musical, and on that basis we give it 3 out of 5 stars. When comparing Bajirao Mastani to films of a similar genre, I would put it above the Hollywood film Troy. But Bajirao Mastani, while it is advertised as an Indian version of Gladiator with prettier backdrops, is really just Devdas wearing battle armor. And it's just not as good as Devdas, really. As far as period dramas that hit their genre goals but are not really honest with themselves or their audience about their reasons for existing, I'd put Bajirao Mastani alongside The Passion of the Christ. The Passion of the Christ was really a melodramatic sermon dressed up as a movie, and Bajirao Mastani is fundamentally a soap dressed up as a movie. When it comes to strengths, yeah, okay, we get it. The cinematography and art direction are really good. The trailer makes that very clear, but aside from looking good in a cinematographer's demo reel, they just get old really quick when all we really get is yet another Romeo and Juliet or Devdas' forbidden love scenario. It does really look good, I grant that. Priyanka Chopra is actually good. I think she's the best part of the film. She doesn't just chew the scenery. She shows a range of emotion. She conveys a change in heart, a change in character, and shows us a person, the only person in the film actually capable of true love. When it comes to areas of improvement, just like with Dilwale, this movie is all about wasted potential. All of the elements are in place. Great acting, great direction, great visuals, great music, great sound design, and all of this adds up to a very plotting soap opera celebrating the love of 2 spoiled brats who are willing to basically throw away the futures of their subjects and binge around in their lavish palaces just because they can't get together. Wah, wah, wah. After you cry me a river, grow up and fight for the people who die enslaved so you can live in your opulent excess. The teaser trailer has virtually no dialogue. It celebrates the cinematic vision of the director and teases us that this is going to be India's Gladiator. The first battle happens and you're like, okay, I saw all of this in the trailer. I wonder what the rest of the film is going to be about. Talking. That's what. Tons and paragraphs of disagreements that almost always end in shouting matches or tears. Not cinematic, not epic. Finally, I have a question. Why? Why make this movie? Why do we really need another celebration of love that crosses boundaries? Just about every other Bollywood film these days seems to address this topic, as if that is the only thing of merit to discuss. This movie celebrates love, but it isn't even love, it's intrigue. And intrigue is not a pyre we're throwing the future of a nation upon just because the intrigue is frowned upon. This movie should be a satire, but it's serious. As a narration by Irfan Khan states at the film's end, love is its own religion. Please. This movie actually believes these 2 characters are right in following their hearts. When Satyajit Ray made Shatranj Ke Khiladi, he demonstrated how these disparate empires around India handed India to Britain on a silver platter. It was these leaders' self-indulgent and stubborn leadership that refused to consider the big picture in favor of personal comfort that allowed Britain to come in and take over. Basically, a chess game had more import to these real-world movers and shakers than the future of their own nation. Bajirao Mastani should be a tragedy about how this love ruined India's future, not about how India ruined their treacly love story.
जीते की चाल, बाज की नजर और बाजीराव की तलवार पर संदेह नहीं करते। कभी भी मात दे सकती है।
This movie gets a meh. I'd put it on par with Dilwale, but if I were forced to watch one of these 2 movies again, I'd watch Dilwale. What are your thoughts about Bajirao Mastani? This week, we're reviewing the 3 films competing at the Cineplexes here in India: Dilwale, Bajirao Mastani, and Star Wars. The Star Wars review will release on December 25th. I'll be giving my verdict on which film deserves to win at the box office, in my opinion, and genre-based recommendations depending on your film-going preference. And if you haven't seen our Bollywood and Delhi edition of American Indian, click on the video on the right to do so. This month's episode of American Indian is all about our family's experience of this year's festival season and has gone live for Patreon supporters of the channel. If you would like to get early access, click the link to our Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, you can get that early access. Until next time, keep watching movies with an open mind and help us find the best of what Indian cinema has to offer.